Hey there, Anna McKinley here. Great to have you join me. Hey, I've got two things today. So first thing is I want to share with you what I feel is a really exciting announcement. And the second thing is I want to share a little personal story with you. And that personal story, really there's 5 steps that I want to share in that helped me to transform myself from a little mouse stay in her box introvert to what I am now, part of what I am now, which is a motivational public speaker. Now that brings me back to the announcement. I'm really excited to share that I'm going to be speaking as part of the global Herstory Online Event this weekend. It's going to be at this Sunday afternoon Pacific time. So that's a fantastic event. It's about the Herstory movement is about using stories to support and boost and inspire women and others around the world. So if you want to know more about that, go to the link in the description to this video. Now, what I'd like to share with you in this video is actually, as I said, how I went from being a total introvert whose worst nightmare was the idea of speaking in front of a group of any size to being a motivational public speaker, right? Which used to be my worst nightmare. And yet now that is actually one of the key things that I do and that I love. Weird, huh? And, you know, the reason that I do it and the reason I made this transformation is because it's a vehicle for me to have the impact in the world that I want to have. So what I want to share with you now is the 5 key ingredients that helped me to make this transformation and that you can use to make, you know, if there's anything that you dream about that you think I'd love to do this, but I'm just not the kind of person who can for whatever reason, then this is for you. Because let's face it, you know, most of what we really want in life really lies outside our comfort zone. And for most of us, we have this voice inside our head that when we think about going outside the comfort zone to claim that prize, to live that dream, we've got the voice that tries to talk us out of it. And that's the voice that kept me stuck for many years. These 5 ingredients are what I used to actually get beyond that. So I'm going to share them with you briefly in the hopes that it will help you to achieve and live your own dreams. So ingredient number 1 is have a strong why. Being really clear about why we want to do the thing we want to do. For me, it was public speaking. But I didn't want to do public speaking just so that I could be an inspirational public speaker. I mean, it sounds really cool, but that in itself is certainly not enough to get me to do it. It's about having a powerful why. For me, I'm a mum. I've got kids. I have a stake in the future generation and in generations beyond that. I want my children to be able to live in a world where it's normal for people to be healthy, to be happy, and to be living rewarding and fulfilling lives. I think you'll probably agree with me when I say that the world we're living in right now doesn't measure up to that. So for me, I want to have an impact in the world where I help as many people as I can to be able to live lives that are happy, that are rewarding and fulfilling, that are healthy, and so that I can create a ripple effect that goes on. And so that ripple effect will affect not just people now, but in future generations, so that my children can have a chance of living in that better world that I see. That's my why. And it's really exciting to me. Now, whatever it is for you that you want to accomplish, you'll have your own personal why about it. Why is that so important to you? But we've got to be clear about what that is, because it is that why that is the magnet that will help to pull you forward and that will help you to be persistent and to do the things that get you outside your comfort zone. So that is always ingredient number 1. Ingredient number 2 sounds a little bit strange, but it's about being other person focused. Not just doing the thing for ourselves, but doing it for other people as well. And there's a couple of reasons why there's a number of reasons why that's really powerful, but I'll just touch on 2 right now. The first one is when we're focused on ourselves, you know, it helps us to identify areas for improvement. But for us human beings, more likely than not, when we're focused on ourselves, we tend to nitpick. We tend to find fault with ourselves. We'll look at what we've done and we'll go, oh, yes, all that was fine. But there was this one thing that I stuffed up. Because let's face it, We're never perfect. Whatever we do, we'll always, if we look for it, be able to find room for improvement. So if we're focused on ourselves, it's very, very easy for us to be hard on ourselves and to undermine our own self-worth or our own confidence. When we're focused on other people, it completely shifts the dynamic and the energy around that. And when we're focused on other people, it gives us a much bigger reason. It's one thing to let ourselves down. It's quite another thing to let other people down. That's one of the reasons I do these videos, is because for me, if even one person watches one of these videos and gains something from it, it was worth it. And if that one person gains something that's then reflected in the way that they think, speak, act, and behave, and it impacts on other people's lives, it's definitely worth it, right? So being other person focused is really powerful for our motivation. Ingredient number 3, baby steps. The power is all in the baby steps. So if we focus on an end goal, it's great to have that in mind. And I've spoken in other videos about this. Unless we're focused on the little baby steps that get us out of our comfort zone just a little bit at a time, we'll tend to get overwhelmed, right? But for me, the baby steps for public speaking, it started with just talking to a tiny group of people who I was comfortable with and I already knew. And then expanding that out to smaller groups, and then expanding that out to people I didn't know, and building from that and from that and from that on and on. Then moving on to social media and expanding my audience, little baby steps to build my confidence. And there's always room for improvement, and there's always the next step, but that becomes the fun of the journey because we start to build momentum. So baby steps, absolutely essential, whatever it is that you're wanting to accomplish. Ingredient number 4 is getting help. Now, I used to be very resistant to that because getting help meant I couldn't do it all by myself, which meant that maybe I wasn't good enough. Right? But if we can shift outside that and recognize that actually we've all got strengths and then we've all got areas in which we're not strong, that's part of the beauty of being human. Just like anyone learning a new skill, if we're learning something new, that means we haven't mastered it yet. And the best way to shortcut mastering rather than trying to reinvent the wheel is to reach out to other people who can give us other perspectives or who have already traveled down the road we're traveling on. Right? So being open to getting help can help us learn the process much more quickly and can help us proceed with confidence because we're applying things that have been proven. So getting help is huge for me. And for me, again, it was about getting accountability. It was about getting feedback from people who I felt comfortable with. It was working with mentors, joining Toastmasters, great way to learn and get confidence, public speaking, and so on and on and on. Step number 5, or ingredient number 5, is all about success. You know, we talk about and hear a lot about success globally, but what is it really? And the thing is, often we don't really think about what success means to us. I'd like to share with you a little secret, which is super powerful, and that is this. What success means to you, only you can decide. For you and your goals, you're the only person who can define what success looks like, right? Many of us get stuck because we sort of default to thinking success is about what other people think of us, or success is about being perfect. Newsflash, there's no such thing as perfect. It's a direction we travel in. It's not a destination, because there will always be something we can improve on. But if we redefine success and we focus our definition of success on giving it a try, giving it our best shot, taking action, doing things one step at a time, that gets us into action. It gets us moving forward. For me, the absolute key to actually getting me doing something in this space, and I apply this now in every single goal I set, is the mantra, done beats perfect. Because doing something is always going to be better than doing nothing. It gets us feedback, it gets us moving, it helps us build momentum. Done beats perfect. And so for me, my definition of success with public speaking is simple. Did I do it? Did I give it my best in the moment? And did I create a positive impact on even just one person? Because if I did, that's enough for me. So with that in mind, I hope that you've gained something positive from this video. That is my aim. Scroll down now and leave a comment to share what you have gained. And I hope that this has served you. I will just recap one more time. The 5 ingredients, if you want to transform some area of your life, are these. Number 1, have a strong why. Number 2, be other people focused in what it is that you're doing. Number 3, take baby steps and focus on the baby steps. Number 4, reach out and get help to help you to learn and to accelerate your momentum. And number 5, make sure you think about what does success mean to you. Redefine success. Let go of any ideas around perfectionism, because that will only kill your momentum. If you want to play with it, done beats perfect is an incredibly powerful definition of success to help you get moving. So thanks so much for joining me. I'll look forward to seeing your comments, and I'll see you again on another video soon.